and welcome to another episode of the Y'all Are Crazy podcast. We are going to be talking about finances today.
Yes, my jam.
His
I'm
jam.
excited about this one.
I don't know exactly what you're going to get, but it's going to be fun.
No, there's no telling.
So we're going to talk about finances today. We're going to break down some things that we've learned over the years, what have worked for us, and funny stories along the way.
Yeah, and specifically today's main topic is going to be centered around vehicles you drive.
Vehicles.
Because that's a thing that people get caught up in. Mm-hmm. I'm an insurance agent and I insure thousands of them. Mm-hmm. And so I see people's behavior in buying vehicles and things. And so that's a pretty big, financial commitment that most people make.
And that I think we have learned over the years, our mindset has changed over the years. So once again, there is grace. When you are 22, your mindset's going to be different than it is at 38. And our mindset's probably going to be different at 60.
True.
And at 80.
True. And I think anything, I'm big on educating yourself, reading books, learning things, and learning how everything works so that you can make the right decision in whatever season of life that you're in. Mm-hmm. You know? Right. Most people don't take the time to educate on a certain topic very deep, so they don't understand full picture of certain things. So vehicles and vehicle loans and payments are going to be the main topic of today's discussion. Yeah.
We've learned over the years that people really care about what they drive.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's what you drive and where you live. And a lot of people would rather care about what they drive than where they live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's people, care about what other people think a lot. And they think if they don't drive something nice that people will discount them or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever. They tie their worth really to their car sometimes.
Absolutely.
And maybe not intentionally, but they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have driven an array of things over the years, I will say.
Sure.
When we first got married, you had a pickup.
Yeah.
It was paid off.
Yeah. We drove it for a long time.
Yeah. And I had a little car when we first got married that I had in college. It was
Mazda.
I think it was paid off or almost paid off. So, and then when we had a baby, we upgraded to a small SUV. Mm-hmm. And then once we had our third, we had to upgrade to the third row SUV. So we have had, and then they've gotten bigger. Yeah. Our cars have had to get bigger over time. So for me, I always like to get a new car every 3 to 4 years.
Right.
That's kind of my routine that I like. My car I have now, I've had for just crossed the 3-year mark. And so it goes by fast. I think the main point we want to talk about today is the y'all are crazy approach that you don't have to care what people think in what you drive.
Right.
Because what you drive, cars are a huge investment. But what's your main goal? Is your main goal to put a large portion of your paycheck towards your car? Or would you rather put that money towards something else?
Right. Some appreciating assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us right now, we'll just say right now I drive a 2015 Ford Expedition Max. So I can seat 8 in my car. So if you're counting, that's me and 7 kids.
Right.
You can't be with us.
Yeah.
Your car's the same way.
Yeah, it does technically seat that many.
You're a Ford Expedition, but he's the short version. Yeah. So same thing. You can fit you and the kids if you had to. And yours is a 2011. How much did you pay for that?
Nice. $7,000.
$7,000.
$7,500.
I think $7,500.
Yeah.
You bought that a few years ago from a man who was selling it because he was upgrading, older man. Yep.
To a brand
so you bought his old one.
Yeah,
now you drive a lot of miles into work each day. And so literally we just needed something you could put miles on.
Well, I didn't care. And I think it had 203,000 miles on it when I bought it.
Yeah. I think mine had 120, something like that when I bought it. Now it has about 175,000, but mine's 10 years old. I've had it for 3 years, but let me tell you, I paid cash for it. Right. And you paid cash for yours too. Right. I wrote a check literally out of my business account and paid for my car with cash.
Right.
So no payments. Another car that we have is your favorite car that we have, our van.
Oh yeah, the big blue van. 15 passenger 2008 Chevrolet Express.
And let's be clear, I don't like this van. I think it's like hideous and kind of embarrassing.
But it's very practical.
It's super practical, especially for road
passenger.
trips.
So, I was like, babe, we get the 15 passenger. There's 9 of us now. Mm-hmm. If you get to 12 passenger, it's still too short, like with all the seats in there. When you go on a trip and you've got all these suitcases for 9 of us.
Yeah. And we do go on a lot of trips with it.
There's not enough room. So we bought the 15 passenger, take the last row out.
Yes.
Now you got tons of space.
And if the kids have a friend or if my parents are with us, like we still have room to haul everybody. Get in the van.
Everybody can roll.
Oh gosh.
That's
so
great.
It's once again, we paid cash for that. I think we paid $12,000 for that one.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And gosh, we've had that for a few years and we've taken that on countless trips.
Yeah.
Now it was, he bought this from a farm in Kansas.
Yeah, like a dairy farm. It stunk like this.
Stunk so bad.
South end of a northbound sheep. I was like, you guys haul sheep in this thing?
I literally think they did because the floor, the carpet was like stained brown.
Yeah, and I had some of my carpet cleaning guys.
Yes.
We owned a couple of carpet cleaning franchises, and I was like, you guys can practice with the upholstery cleaning machine on this van. And so they're like, using it on the carpet, sucking it out, and it's like the water, is going into the carpet and they're pulling it back out and it's just like solid brown. And I'm like, oh my, you couldn't clean it. We just had to rip all the carpet out.
Well, and the seats had cloth. And so like it was all soaked in this cloth. It all
They had seat covers over the cloth.
Oh, true.
And so to protect it, but they were cloth seat covers.
It was terrible.
And so you took those off and they were just completely stained.
And this is a contention for us because my husband is about saving money. So he's like, it's fine.
Yeah, I
was like, it stinks so bad. It looks so dirty. When we open the door, it just looks gross. And we're taking road trips and our kids are like sleeping on these seats. And I'm like, we have got to fix this van up.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just get a newer van. Like, I get we need a van. He didn't want to get a newer one. So he's like, what if we just make it nicer inside? So we talked and reached an agreement that we would just make the van a little better.
Yeah.
So we put new wheels and tires on it, which elevated it, I feel like, literally and
as much as you can
figuratively. It looks better. It's like an off-road looking van, which I'm better with. And then the inside, we got the seats wrapped in, what's that stuff called? Vinyl?
Yeah.
So it has more of a leather seat feel. And then we got all the flooring, new carpet put in.
Right.
So now at least it smells good. It's all of our germs and not from a dairy farm's who knows what germs. And anyway, it just elevated and made it a little bit nicer and made me a little more proud of it.
Yeah.
It was like a $3,000 thing, like not that much money to do.
Right. And we don't have any car payments. You can like fix cars.
Right.
One of the things I hear people say all the time is, they'll go and they'll buy a new car and I might know their financial situation a little bit and go, man, what did you buy a new car for? And they financed it, of course. I know they couldn't have paid cash for it. And they're like, yeah, my other one just, broke down and I was just going to keep on having to fix it. I hear that all the time. And I'm like, no, mechanical things break. Mm-hmm. They just do. Especially, on the farm, something breaks almost every day.
Yeah.
But you just got to fix it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you got to take something that in a lot of their cases is almost paid off and then they go pile on a whole lot more debt. And sign up for a $700 monthly car payment for the next 7 years because they didn't want to pay $700 one time to fix an issue.
Yeah.
And it's like mathematically that makes no sense. And then they just stay in that debt cycle forever.
Right.
But for us, even when starting off in marriage, like we drove paid off cars.
Yeah. Another truck that we have, another car we have is we have a farm truck. And so it's currently getting, but it's getting an elevation right now. And so we want to share pictures with you guys when it's done. Cause it's going to be like a Y'all Are Crazy Ranch branded cool truck.
Yeah.
But it's a 96. 96. I always think it's so much older than that.
With the 7.3 liter diesel in it, it's going to scream America when you see it.
Once again, you bought that truck cheap and you've been working on it.
It's not cheap anymore.
And you put a lot of work into it now.
It was.
It's going to be a statement.
Yeah.
So that's our cars right now.
Yeah.
But we have driven different cars through the years.
Starting off, like early on in our marriage, when eventually I started getting into the insurance business, and I worked for somebody for a couple of years or so before, so I had to start off at the bottom and not make much, and you were not making much either, and then you got into real estate. We drove paid off cars, and a lot of our peers were getting good salary jobs, average job, but good jobs. And then immediately once they landed a good W-2 job, it was, they got the new pickup. I remember my buddies, they'd go get a new pickup.
Right.
And I'd be like, okay, and then they'd make fun of us. Why don't you get a new truck? Why don't you get a new car? And I'm like, this was the same time when we didn't have cable and all the things.
When you live your life in a crazy way, you're going to get made fun of.
Yeah, that make fun, poke jokes, make comments. And what's hard is for most folks not to cave to that and go buy that new car just so they could stop getting harassed a little bit.
Well, I think the saying is, I think it's Dave Ramsey, live like no one else so that someday you can live like no one else.
Right.
That's literally what we did.
Yeah. And that's important because, most people in America, and we have, several rental properties, and I see people when they apply for them and we pull their credit, and it's like, their car payments are so high.
So high.
And I'm like, that's unbelievable. Like with the amount of income you make and this car payment, like Jiminy Christmas. And they can't buy a house because they don't have any extra cash at the end of the month. We joke sometimes that they have, what is it, 2 month too much month at the end of the check.
Sad but true.
Yeah. And so they have to rent houses, but and hey, I'll gladly provide them a place to live.
Right.
Not all of that way, but I'm just saying there's a lot like that.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about the power of not having car payments.
Yeah. What you can do with
that money. So, number one, when you look at a vehicle, it's a depreciating asset. I mean, I guess it's an asset because it takes you places, right? But it's a depreciating one. But other than it taking you places, it's not really an asset. It's a liability. It costs you money. It costs you money to operate, insure, fix.
Yeah.
If you finance it, the payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, anyway, it's a big
but you have to have it. Like if you live in most parts of America, you need a car.
Right. And I think, when you look at people, when you look at money saving for retirement, saving for business investments, you've got to save money.
Yeah.
And if you sign up for things that take all your money away every month, you can't ever save money.
Right.
And so I think especially people in their 20s to 40s, it's like that's a time frame where you need to be diligent and sacrifice, save money, put it away in your retirement accounts.
Yeah.
Or save it aside to start a business or to, buy an investment property, whatever your goals might be. But don't give all your money away to the banks to drive new vehicles.
Right. Yeah.
Because then you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be 60 years old and you've saved nothing. And then you got to rely on Social Security for retirement, and that's not a good strategy.
Right.
But you will get a lot of pushback.
A lot of pushback, especially when you get to a place where you can afford a new car.
Sure. Now, we drove nice cars.
That's what I was going to say. I drove a Cadillac Escalade, 2 different ones, back to back for 6 years, 7 years, and I loved it. I loved my Escalade. It was really fun to drive, and I felt good.
One too.
And you did too, yeah. You feel good driving it. It definitely can elevate your confidence, especially in the work that you do.
Right. Now, but here's the other side of that too, and this is what I was alluding to earlier, and reading books and educating and how stuff works. We had several businesses at the time, and we had sacrificed for a long period of time and built those businesses up where they're making good revenue and stuff like that. And so we actually leased those Escalades,
right?
Which the tax code allows you to deduct those lease payments from your companies,
right? So
it's a straight tax deduction, right? So it's way different than a person on a W-2 just paying for that with after-tax dollars, and at least we get to deduct that. That's a big deal.
Well, that's a good segue too. Is just like if you do have a business, you need to find ways to have deductions. If you're making a profit. That's a really big deal.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, even at the end of the year, and we did this because we didn't know anything. We were like, okay, it's the end of the year. What do we do? Do we need to buy something? Right. Well, I guess we'll buy a car because that's like what your CPA tells you.
Yeah.
And so
and most CPAs, that's their only move they know to pull. So, if you're a business owner out there and that's your only strategy is to buy a vehicle or a truck every couple couple of years. Like, that's a bad strategy. Okay. If you need a vehicle, buy one. If you don't. Find something else to put your money in or pay your taxes, and then use that money to go buy an appreciating asset like real estate or something like that.
Right. I think something else that we like to talk about is like, you do need to enjoy your life.
You do have to.
You have to enjoy your life. And so like, talk as a couple, make the decision together. And sometimes those conversations are hard.
Right.
We've had some of our biggest fights over like this topic.
Yeah.
Because I think you don't care like what you drive at all. And so you want me to be that way. And for me, like, I want to be proud of what I drive. My car now is 10 years old and I just got it detailed the other day. Looks brand new.
Right.
Like, still looks amazing. I'm still happy with what I drive, but I can't drive something that I at least don't feel good in every day.
Right.
So
there's something to that.
You have to, I care
way less than you.
Yes. You have to meet in the middle on that. And I think I've had to be a little more understanding of the way you feel. And hopefully you have gotten to be where you're like, she's going to want a different car every 4 years.
Right.
And like we just have to, we're different people, but we are one. So I'm just not going to go buy a car behind your back because it's what I want. Right. We have to agree on it. That happens though. But you have to agree on it. But you also have to understand that your spouse thinks differently than you do. But you have to come together in agreement and make these decisions together.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, again, your life is seasonal, and I think you're going to have moments of enjoy. I joke sometimes that when we're in our 50s that I might buy us a super nice sports car just to take you on date nights.
I know, and I just roll my eyes. I'm like, I don't really care about that, but like that may be something that you want.
Right. But again, if you start off in life and you set out your goals, whatever they might be, and you implement your plan to do that and you accomplish your goals, that gives you options and you can go do whatever you want.
That's right. For us right now, I will say a big reason that we are driving paid off cars is we are trying to acquire land and build a house. Yeah. So for us and build our buy rental properties and such. So right now, like our money that we have as our income and our profits, like, is going toward those things. It's going to paying off land. It's going toward building our new home, and it's going to buying real estate.
Yeah. And
so
growing companies.
Our priorities are just different right now. We're in this season. This is where we are. So for right now, we're just like, we're going to drive what we have. We're happy with that, and we're putting our money into other things. Yeah.
And it really, what's funny is like society, I think, is shocked a lot of times. Yeah. I know for me sometimes, like, my agencies are some of the top in the nation, right? We're in the top 0.2 of 1% in the country. And I'll have agents come visit or whatever, and maybe we go to lunch or something like that, and they see my car and they're just shocked, right? And I'm like, the car doesn't define me, and I'm thinking,
my car is not who I am.
Yeah, a car gets me from A to B. That's a nice car. And but they're shocked, or some people will come and talk to me about business or whatever, and they're in the brand new King Ranch, right? The $80,000 pickup, right, with a big payment, and they're broke, right? And I'm like, hey man, step one, get rid of the truck. I don't want to get rid of the truck.
That's hard for people to hear.
You have to get rid of the truck.
Right. That's
one day
hard.
When your business is rocking and you got a bunch of money to spend and you've hit your goals, then go pay cash for that truck and drive the truck if that's what you want to do. Right. We had a house we bought on a sheriff's sale.
I was going to say we have to talk about the Taurus. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, so we started buying houses on sheriff's sale, which we've learned a lot on that. When you buy a sheriff's sale, you don't know what you're going to get.
You buy it sight unseen.
If you're lucky, like before the sheriff's sale, you know what property's going to be on there. You can maybe do a drive-by and, maybe try to peek in the windows or something. Maybe.
It can be sketchy.
There, but it's sketchy. But was this the first sheriff's sale? It was.
At least one of the first.
I think it was the first one we ever bought. Anyway, we got it, right? And when you buy one, you don't get a key to the house. Right. Okay. So you got to break into it.
They're like, this is your new home, but there's no key. Yeah. So it's on you now.
So we like kick the front door in, and go in there, and the house is just littered with trash.
Which is normal.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. There's still furniture in there, TVs on the ground, just trash.
We'll do another podcast about buying rental properties.
Yeah. And you're walking through there with a flashlight because there's no power, and you might
praying there's no animals or humans in the home.
Yeah, you're scared, you're like, I'm going to have to fight somebody in here. I don't know. But anyway, we got this house, and I'm walking through there, going through all the rooms, and then you go through the kitchen, the laundry room, and then go into the garage, and it was a little single car garage, and I go in there, and then I hit it with my flashlight, and there's a car in the garage.
There's a car.
And I was like, score.
And at this point, we're like, is this our car? Like,
I didn't know.
We didn't know how it worked.
This is obviously a titled thing. The car is a titled thing. I don't know if we could keep it or how that works. But anyway, there was I think it was a 98 Ford Taurus. Now, all the tires were flat, and it was sitting on the rims.
Yes.
There was dirt daubers all over it.
This house had been vacant for a while.
Yeah.
Abandoned, I suppose is the word.
There's a huge dent in one side, and then a big dent in the other side.
Huge dent.
And then the driver's side.
I wouldn't even say dent. It was caved in on one side.
It was so caved in, you could not open the back door.
It was caved in, definitely.
Yeah. But I was like, I am going to drive this thing.
It is, let's be clear, this is an old woman's car.
Yeah, but it had leather seat. It was a limited edition. It did have leather. Remember, it said limited on the seats.
I can't handle it.
And I was like, yes, it's soft leather.
This is another difference in us. My husband takes this, and he is so proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I got a free car.
Yeah.
And we did figure out like how to get it titled in our name. So I think that costs like $1,200 or something.
No,
right?
No, $120.
Why was I thinking it was more than that?
I had to buy tires and
battery.
It was about $25 by the time I got it all where it would run.
We got it in our name.
Yeah.
But he's so proud to drive this thing every day. Like
it had a brown dash, like chocolate brown.
The problem is I am like embarrassed of this thing because it is hideous. I promise you it is hideous.
Yeah.
But he's so proud of it. Our sons think it's hilarious. Me and my daughter are like embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but I loved it.
But he would come pick me up in it, and I would try to like hide my face so no one would see me.
I remember I got it, new tires put on it, a battery, and got it running. I drove it around town for a little while just to make sure, and I was like, all right, I'm taking the voyage. We're going to the office with it. It's about a 45-minute drive, and it rolled down the highway just fine. I got into the parking lot, and all of a sudden, the radiator fluid just came pouring out.
It hadn't been driven in a while.
And I was like, oh,
for a long distance.
No. Luckily, one of my team members is a mechanic, and he was able to fix it for me. We had a little hose on it that got rotten or something. But we put a new hose on there, filled it back up with radiator fluid, and it was good to go.
Right.
But
how long did you drive it?
A couple of years.
Yeah. So you just recently sold it.
To one of my team
for like $750.
One of my team members caught the bug. He was like, I could get rid of my car payment, and I'll buy that.
And he's
thing
a car
from you.
guy.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, dude, I want to buy it. And I was like, okay. And he bought it, but I drove it for a couple of years. Yeah. I didn't drive it every day, but
it was it obviously didn't have a car payment. It didn't burn much gas.
No.
And it saved miles on your car.
Yeah. And I didn't give a rip. That thing was hideous.
I just tried to not be seen with you.
It was the Taurus, that had like the oval headlights.
It did, and it had a spoiler.
Circle, it did have a spoiler. It was awesome.
Every time I'd get in it, I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's like, babe, but it has leather seats. And I'm like, oh, because that makes it look better.
I remember one time, like my sales manager guy brought like a corporate executive down.
Oh gosh.
And again, they're coming to see the office and what we do to win in business. And he was like, dude, you got to go to the parking lot and see Bronson's car.
It just became known as the Taurus.
Yeah. I mean, and he was like, are you kidding me? And he was like, no, that's it. And anyway.
Is this a joke? Yeah. No, it's not a joke.
No, he got a good laugh out of it. But again, part of that too was me just proving a point. Like you don't have to drive a nice car to, be successful or whatever the case may be. Like your value is not in the car.
Yeah, this is kind of your permission. You're not tied to what you drive.
Yeah.
And if you do drive a nice car and that is your priority,
right,
and you love that and you have the money for that, power.
But most perpetually stay in a season of car payments, and then they can't ever take any money to go buy assets that actually pay them money.
Right.
Like that's the point, is like you want to buy assets that pay you money, not all your money goes out to other things.
Right.
That depreciate in value, and then they're not going to give you anything. People are like, well, I'd like to buy a rental house. Okay. But they've got 3 car payments in their household. Well, you're never going to save enough money to even to put 20% down to buy a house. Like you're not going to do that. You've got too much going out, you know. And I'm like, well, sell that car. Oh, I can't, you know. And then someone will say too, well, I can't afford to fix it. One, if I buy a $7,500 car and it breaks, I can't afford to fix it. And I'm like, well, I was like, you could if you'd start saving some money.
Yeah.
You know, and you might have to have a season of life where you go backwards a little bit to go forward. You know, buy that paid off car, get rid of and then start saving that $700 a month and let it accumulate. And if that car has a little breakdown, just go pay for it and then keep moving on down the road.
Yeah.
You know? Not a big deal.
It's a mindset shift, I think. I think driving a used car is a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Especially if you can afford to drive a newer car.
Right.
It is a mindset shift, but I think you have to keep in mind the purpose for it, the reason. And then honestly, after you have a paid off car, you don't ever want to have a car payment again.
No, because then you go back and you start, when it comes time to look at them and you're like, well, we're just, you pay cash for them. But even that, like you have a paid off car and you look at a nice new car that's $80,000 now and you're like, I can't even make sense of that. Like
something else we had through the years that I didn't mention is we had a really nice Chevy. It was a van, but it was like a super nice van. What was that called? Explorer. What was that called?
One of those big conversion vans.
It was a conversion van, and we had that before I got my most recent car, and that was an expensive vehicle.
Right.
I did make payments on it. Didn't I? Every month?
I can't remember. I think we did. I mean, we could have paid cash for it, but it didn't matter either way.
Yeah.
You get the deduction in the year.
We basically, it seated 9. So like right now our family would be maxed out in it, but it was really fun. And the fact that like, it was a giant, cool, nice van.
Yeah, it was.
But the problem was it was my daily driver. And at that time we were in Edmond every day and it was a beast to drive.
Yeah. Heavy.
It was very heavy. So, but I just say that to say like, priorities change over the years, your mindset changes, your needs change. Yeah. When you add more kids to your family, that's always one of the biggest contentions is what am I going to drive? Especially once you get over like 4 kids,
right? Your
choices for cars are more limited.
They are.
One of my best friends bought a 15-passenger van this week.
She joined the club. She
really was like, I just want a 12-passenger. It looks better than a 15, but she got the 15, and it was an old church van, and they paid a few $1,000s for it and paid cash. So she's in the club now, and so we laugh about our vans together.
Yeah,
but
they're like-minded folks. They buy rental properties and use their money for things that are building their net worth.
Right.
And and that's the goal. I mean, I see households that pay $2,000 a month in car payments between the cars that they have.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's $24,000 a year. Like,
it's a lot.
Imagine if you were to just put that into savings account.
Right.
A lot of those folks can pay those kind of car payments with their incomes, but they don't have any money saved in the bank.
Right.
And so if something does go wrong in their house or one of their spouses loses a job or whatever, they're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, and cars cost a lot of money these days. Like with everything else, the cost of things is so high.
Yeah. And I think the goal for us too is to be in a financial position to where, you have some financial freedom.
Yes.
You got plenty of money saved. If something goes wrong, you pay for it. No big deal because something will go wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
But you never want to be in a spot where everything is financed and if you have to buy the warranty because you've got no cash.
Right.
So that, some of these warranties people buy $3,000 to add to the purchase price of their car. So they're even further upside. It's just a financial nightmare.
Yeah. And once again, just what are your priorities for your family? Talk about it with your spouse, reach an agreement together. Like I said, our priorities right now, building our house, paying off land, buying rental properties, taking our family on vacation every year.
Yeah.
We do a really great vacation every year with our family, and it's called Kanakuk Family Camp. But it is not cheap.
Right.
It is an investment into our family.
Right.
I talked to a lady, a friend of mine who has 6 kids, and she'd been doing a camp like this for years. And I'm like, she told me about it. I looked it up and I'm like, oh, this is expensive. And she said, it is, but it's an investment into our family. Mm-hmm. If we had car payments and we had this and that, like that may not be something we could do.
Right.
But for us, we prioritize experiences for our kids, family time, having our kids spend a weekend engrossed in Christian culture and families over car payments. So things like that matter more to us than what we drive.
Right. Yeah. Using your money the way you want, that makes the most sense for your family. But the reality is most people don't.
Yeah.
And they get caught in the trap of the new car every other year or whatever, and the car payments and man, there's so much money you could be using for other things to get yourself in a better spot.
Yeah, I would encourage you, if you're nervous about this or you're like, I don't know if I could do that, try it. Mm-hmm. Try it. I think your mindset will change, and I think you will love the feeling of a paid off car. Yeah. Because I do. And I'm already to the point now where I'm like, well, I'm probably going to want another car in like a year or two.
And I'm like, your car's just fine.
He does. But well, this is our routine. We also have a daughter who's almost...
Yeah. I'll take her old car more than likely.
That's what we're planning. Hey, we have a daughter that's almost 13. So she'll need a car soon.
She can drive mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably drive mine.
Mama will get a new car. Pass mine down to Dad, which will be like new to him.
Oh yeah, and I'll be just as happy.
So
mine's got like 260,000 miles on it right now.
Yeah, we hope it's still running. The plan is for our daughter to get his car. Yeah, but that's still 3 years away. So I think my point of that was like, I'm already planning on, I'll probably want a new car in a couple of years. So I am now saving, I'm putting money back in my business account. So when that time comes, I want to pay cash for it.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go finance a car.
Right.
Like I am saving money now in preparation for a couple years down the road.
Right.
So that I can go write a check and it's not going to like hurt my bank account.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's going to take money from my bank account, but I'll be able to afford it because I've been prepared for it.
Right.
So I think if you're afraid, try it, pay cash. Don't be afraid to be different. You're going to be crazy. That's okay. We're crazy. Give it a try. I think you're going to like it.
Yeah. Financial freedom is way more worth it than the strap payment.
Than the status.
Yeah. And the status. You can build a status without a nice car.
Truth.
Yeah. And who you are, your character, who you become, that kind of thing. Your reputation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Absolutely. In the newest car.
Thank you guys for joining us again. Don't be afraid to go out. Be a little crazy. It's worth it. Hey, it's Bronson and Ashley here. If you guys are enjoying our content, we think you'll really enjoy our books. They're all available on Amazon. My first book was Raising a Business and Babies. So if you're a busy mom, you're trying to build a business while building your family, I think this book is perfect for you. I also have a book called Overrated, and it's about how to live authentically as a Christian woman. There is also a real estate workbook if you're a busy realtor and you're trying to prioritize your days. And then I have 2 devotionals. One is 30 Days to Shine, and the other is Finding Joy in the Weeds. These are both 30-day devotionals that will really help you in your daily walk with the Lord. So these are all really great gifts for a woman, or they can also make great gifts.
Yes, and then I wrote a book called Insurance 101, How to Have a Bad Day and Not a Bad Life. It's a simple read, gives you insights to maybe what kind of insurance you should have or shouldn't, or how they work. It's an easy read, very practical advice and tips for you, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
You can find all of our books on Amazon just by searching for our name, Ashley Schubert or Bronson Schubert. You can find those books. We hope they're a blessing to you. We'd love for you to share them with others.